Hi everybody, welcome back or welcome if you are new. In today's video we are setting up my April 2023 budget and I'm using my Erin Condren regular planner, or it's a monthly planner actually. I'm using Sharpie pens, that's what I like to use, and ruler, and then the sticker kit that I'm using. I'm going to go ahead and put some of this stuff up above. The sticker kit that I'm using is the Peeps one from Print Petticoat Bandit. This will be the last monthly sticker and budget kit that I do get from her, and I do like her kits and the designs and everything. My only problem is that since I'm trying to work on a budget and everything, a lot of the stickers in the whole kits I don't use. So I end up having to print the page because they're printable. So when I get them, they're like this. And most of the stuff on this page, I'm not going to use for my budget. So it's kind of waste of money and literally going down the drain. Sorry, trying to figure out my screen. It looks like there's a smudge or something wrong with the the display. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get started with the easy part, and it's the monthly spread, and mainly it is just putting stickers at the top and stickers at the bottom, and that is just so that way I can decorate it. I have my own expense trackers that I use that are color coded based on the type of expense it is. So that is what we are doing. I last month had a no spend month and I think I did fairly well. I had 15 no spend days, so I mean it wasn't the best, but it also was not the worst. So I will take that as a win and move on from there, basically. So one little piece just does not want to come off at all. Okay. And now it's stuck to my finger. I mean, seriously. Seriously. Okay. So I'm filming this on the 2nd. We've already had a rocky start to April just because I've been not really working currently, but getting prepared for working on my bedroom for this month. And I'm doing a bedroom refresh that I am filming as well. So I'm getting supplies the end of March. That was a lot of the purchases from there. I also went to the hardware store today because yesterday actually, one of the toilets, the guest hallway or the hallway toilet decided to run and I needed to replace the flapper. So luckily that was only a $5 repair. So it wasn't as bad. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put these stickers to block off these days, and it just gives it a little extra decor. And that way I'm also not looking to put stuff on those days as well. So. That's a little crooked. Okay, that very crooked there at the end. There you go. Okay, from here, this is just how it's gonna look until I start doing my check-ins, and my check-ins will have the decorative stickers. And forgot to put this into my planner the other day when I did the check-in for March, but these are the categories that I have and the colors that are corresponding to them. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in here. Okay. Moving on, I'm gonna go ahead and close this up so that way it's working off of one thing. So we have the budget, my April budget, and this is going to show you all of my fixed, variable. I'm not going to share with my income, and that's just, I used to in the past, but now I don't, just for a little bit more privacy type stuff. And I have a couple co-workers that are actually subscribers, so I don't necessarily want to share that information with the public anymore. The previous years when I did share that, I was really living paycheck to paycheck and just trying to figure it out. So I'm going to go ahead and put some music on, speed through this. So I will be back once I get the whole page set up. Okay, let's go through this really quick. Paychecks, I get paid twice a month, so paycheck 1, paycheck 2. Then I do additional income, and that could be anything extra or anything that I transfer over from my sinking funds savings accounts. So to counteract some of the extra charges in here or whatnot needs to happen. So, or to pay credit cards or something like that. So that's where that is at. Like I said, I'm not going to be sharing my income. That's just, I just don't do that anymore. But I do share the additional income and what was over or under my budgeted amount. Usually it's over just because I have a lower amount than what I actually get, just to give me round numbers and I don't have to remember any change or anything like that. So that's why I do that. And then it's like an extra $100 or something like that every single month that it's like, oh, that wasn't expected, you know, but it's there anyways. Okay. Crafts, $50. Electric, I budget $160. It's probably going to be less than that because we're just now getting into the April. We already had some like 88 degree days, so the ACs will start running again, but I think it will be a little bit lower. Entertainment, $50. Fuel and auto, that includes, like I said, fuel or the easy tag or something like that, any miscellaneous expenses for the car. Groceries, $300. Home security, this is the monitoring, so $40.15. Household is $200. Normally it is $100, but because I know I'm going to be working on stuff for my bedroom, I went ahead and out of my sinking funds, I already deducted the $100 that I would put into the household fund, and I am putting it into this fund so that way I can go to IKEA and get some picture frames. So that's why that's higher than normal. Miscellaneous, I always have it at 0 because I always know I have miscellaneous expenses. Gas, budgeted for $35. Personal care is $75, and that is anything for medicine, hair dye, feminine products, doctor's appointments that are not planned. So if a chiropractor appointment would come out of that as well. Pest control, this is the monthly payment for my quarterly spraying of the house. Pet supplies, $300. Restaurants is $50. Sinking funds is $1275.97, and that is minus the $100 and then minus $97 in the vacation fund. And when we get to the sinking funds, I'll explain it a little bit more. Water is budgeted for $170, and then in my March check-in, I basically said that I want to put $950 total towards debt. I have 2 more debts that I'm trying to pay off, and I'm going to put the majority. So the loan is not getting any interest rate, so interest increase. So that's the amount that is every single month. It doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. So I am basically focusing on paying off credit card number 2, or not credit card number 2, but business credit card. And I'm going to put that $724 extra to the business credit card. And we are trying to get all of my debt paid off by the end of the year. So total for variable expenses is $3,555.46. And my sinking funds also includes, I now own the house. I don't pay a mortgage. I don't pay rent. So that includes putting stuff aside into a savings account for property taxes, insurance, homeowners association fees, all of that type of stuff. So that's why that is kind of high, is because it also includes all of that in there as well. Now into the fixed expenses, we have cell phone $56.21, internet $90, Apple One $35.21, Netflix $10.81, Discovery Plus $7.57. Pet cam is $5.99. Credit card number 1 is paid off and it has 0 on it. Credit card 2 is paid off and it has 0. Business credit card, the minimum is $163.07. We will go into how much is actually on that a little bit later. And the HS loan, that is home security equipment loan. That is the loan for the purchase of the equipment for my home security system. So every month it's $62.25. Like I said, 0% interest, my least thing that I want to pay right now. And then emergency fund, I always put $100 into my emergency fund, and that totals $525.12. Moving right on into the check-in. This one I'm going to do 5 weeks just because I do my check-ins on basically get everything that goes through on the Wednesdays, and then I do the video, post the videos on Friday. So the last Wednesday is the 26th. We still have a couple days before, so I am going to do 5 weeks on this one. Okay, with the check-in, I am, like I said, I'm going to do 5 weeks because that's just the way that when I do my check-ins, I basically wait until the end of Wednesday and then I film and then I do the video on Friday for Financial Friday. So that's where we're at right now. There's no room to do a total at the bottom, so we're just going to make do with not having that this month. You know, we're riding with it. We're going to not stress over it a little bit. I'm going to be tracking the same categories: groceries, restaurants, household, and miscellaneous. And I already started off with how much is budgeted in all of these. And basically when I do the check-ins, I will put how much I spent in all of these categories, what remains. Then over here, I will put the remaining that was over here, and then do the same thing until we have a Z basically going down the line. So that is the check-in. So let's go ahead and work on the transaction log and the sinking funds. Oh, geez, forgot. I will come back and do the total later. I just didn't add it out this time. So basically, these are my sinking funds. The car, the subscriptions, and the house are all like they're one account with these different subcategories, basically. So at total in car, I have $1,521.41. $88 of that is for my car inspection and registration for next year. And insurance is $390. That is, I pay insurance every 6 months. And then car maintenance or car, like the car fund type thing. So right now we're just putting in some $70 every month into the car maintenance and hoping I don't need to ever use it. Clothing, we have $25.01 in there. Gifts, $231.60, and that is for Christmas, birthday. I do have my older sister's birthday this month, so I'm probably going to buy her a gift card or something like that for her gift. Household is 5 cents in there, and this is the one where I bumped up the budgeted amount to 200 and I'm taking the 100. So this will have another 0 transfer this month. And that's just for me, like paperwork wise. Medical, this is basically set up for copays and things like that. So $214.43. Subscriptions, I have 2 yearly subscriptions. I used to have a third, but I canceled it. It was Audible. And I just canceled it because I'm no longer in a book club. So I do use Amazon Prime and I do use Viki. And Viki is the platform that I use to watch a lot of my Korean TV shows. It also has Chinese, Japanese, Taiwanese, a bunch of other ones. Summer bills, I set this up a couple years ago when I lived paycheck to paycheck. And in the summertime, my bills are more expensive because I do live in the South. So we have AC running a lot during the summertime. So I basically take my electric, water, and natural gas. I come up with a monthly budgeted amount at the very beginning of the year. And what I do in the winter time is I basically take the budgeted amount, the total for the budgeted amount, subtract what was the actual amount on that I actually paid for those, and then whatever is remaining, if it's a positive number, I transfer that over into summer bills. So I was able to do that last month, and I was able to transfer $102.69 over to be prepared for the summer when I get $200 or $300 electric bills. So it just kind of helps me out, and the main reason why I did that was because when I lived paycheck to paycheck, I would just eat through all the money in the winter time, and it's like, oh, I have money and everything, and then when it came to the summertime, and I was strapped for cash again. So this just kind of was I just put it away. It's like if I don't see it in my checking account, it's not there. I'm not big into touching my savings account, so that's a good thing. Partly because you get penalized if you take so many, transfer out money so many times, at least on the accounts that I have. So I try to limit the amount that I transfer from savings accounts throughout the month. Okay, taxes. This is basically set up for when I go and file my taxes every year to be able to pay for the filing. Eventually, I may have this where I may put additional in case I have to pay taxes, which is very likely. At some point, I may end up having to pay the IRS additional money. So just being able to have somewhere, if I don't see it in an account that I can get to easily, it's, the better. Trash, my trash is paid quarterly, so I set up an account to be able to do that, and I have $90.05. It is time in April for the trash to be paid, so I will have an amount being deducted during this month. Vacation, I have a negative amount, and that is basically I will be transferring over $8.02, and we should be able to get rid of the $91. I've paid for hotel, cruise, flight, everything, and I just kind of had to cash flow it. So I'm not adding any more into here, and I will have May to add some more money in there before my May and June before I go on my cruise. So, vet, this is to pay for the vets every year for the cats. I did have 4 cats up until last month, and I'm not going to stop. Basically what I did was $25 per cat every single month, so $125. So I am continuing to do that because as the cats get older, they'll need dental work, they'll need, they'll start needing a lot more. So it's always good to have an extra amount in there. And when my cat passed away this past month, I did not deduct anything from the vet fund. I just used one of my savings accounts and just used money from there, and then cash flowed the rest of it as well. She did have, it was a sudden death. For those of you that haven't seen that, it was a sudden death. She was old. She was 15 and a half. So, I mean, it's not sudden. It wasn't too sudden, but she basically had a seizure and then a stroke. So she was healthy. So it was a kind of a shock. But she's in a better place now and not getting chased by her 3 rambunctious brothers. Okay. Going on, the house, this is basically, since I don't have a mortgage and I don't have rent, I am putting money over to pay for the yearly taxes for the homeowners associations, and I have another one that's for trails that run through the neighborhood that I live in. Then there's the house insurance, and then we have maintenance, and that's a negative amount. I basically am pulling from taxes over here. That's basically what's happening. So, that's the taxes amount is covering that right now. But I had to pay for a plumber to come out and fix one of my toilets this past month. So I am just going to add money in and just slowly, work to get that to where it's a positive amount again. And I am basing my taxes off of my mom's taxes. She was the previous owner. She did not have the house homesteaded because she lived in another house for the majority of the year. So I am basing my estimated taxes for this year to be based off of like hers. However, because she didn't have it homesteaded, I've already put in an application to homestead my house. And I am hoping that when the year comes, when taxes come around and everything, that I will have a lower tax amount, and then whatever I have remaining once I pay taxes, I will be able to just put into the maintenance fund and just have money there in case something goes wrong with the house. So like I said, I will total this up at some other time. And then moving into savings and debt. So first we will start off with savings. I moved right on along and didn't give you totals. So my emergency fund is starting at $9,372.35. My money market is starting at $5,466.24. So little backstory on these. Emergency fund is the emergency fund. That is tied to my checking account. So it is where I can get the money from that account really easy. The money market is what I call my emergency fund to my emergency fund. So if I lose my job, in the emergency fund, I have at least 2 months of money to be able to pay for the majority of my bills without changing anything, not canceling anything, not doing anything, and being able just to live the same way. And then I want to get to at least 3 months or 6 months, even at that, just to have a good buffer. And the money market is not tied to my checking or the emergency fund. It's in a separate bank, and it does take time to get money from that bank into my checking account. So I have that set up as well, as partly because it gets more interest rate than the emergency fund does. The emergency fund, I think with $9,000, I'm getting 7 cents every month. I mean, it's at least 7 cents, but it's not anything to, call home about and say, hey, I'm getting this. No, the money market gets much higher on that. So that's why I have that in there. And it's just, if I deplete this amount, I have another month and a half worth of, I have another month and a half worth of where I can, so I basically do have 3 months between the two. So I am working on making one of these 401ks into a IRA, but the company that I'm trying to do all of that with is kind of going through a merger or sellout, buyout type thing. So it's just, yeah, so that's one of the 401ks will eventually go away and become an IRA. And then I plan on, once I pay off debt, to be able to put money into the IRA as well. The funds are, for lack of a better description, that's what I call them. And they are basically things that I have not really inherited, but I did. My grandmother had them, and when she passed away, my mom was a beneficiary, so my mom got them, and then at some point she decided to split it out and give a third to my sister, split it into thirds and gave a third to me and 2/3 to my 2 sisters. And so those are the reasons why I end up might having to pay taxes because of dividends and things like that. I never physically see the money on all of those things because it gets reinvested into the account, and I can't withhold taxes for some reason. It's just those funds just don't let you withhold taxes when it goes through all of that. So that is what those are for. I really don't want to share that type of information either, but I'm okay to share the savings accounts because that's something that I just kicked a cat that's underneath my desk. Sorry. The emergency funds are very important because you do need to have those because you never know when things are going to happen. And I used to only have like $500 in my emergency funds. So I've been really good about just steadily $100 every single month. Any extra increases when I paid off debt and all of that type, I tried to put as much in there. And once I pay off debt, I hope to start bumping up both of those savings, stuff into retirement and all of that. Okay, going on into debt. This is the one I want to use. Here we are with the debts. So we have credit card 1 and 2, which have 0 balances and 0 minimum payments. Those are technically paid off, but I keep them on here to track them. Business credit card is the one that I use for business expenses. So the big ticket thing that is on that credit card is my computer. I did have to buy a new one in 2020 or 2021 because my old computer's monitor just quit on me. So this is anything for YouTube and my editing stuff, any of that type of stuff. That is what goes on that credit card. And the minimum payment is $163.07 for this month. And the balance is currently at $5,994.74 as of today. And the home security loan is currently at $2,054.25. It is 0% interest, so it is my least concern right now. My big one is getting the credit cards paid off because the interest rates just keep going up for some reason. Even though I pay mine on time, I pay more, the interest rates still go up. It's very aggravating. So that minimum payment is $62.25. I do have it penciled in $724.68. My goal for this month is to pay $950 towards debt, like total towards debt. So I took the $950 minus $163.07 and $62.25, and this is what was left. So that is my aim, is to pay $724.68 by the end, extra by the end of the month. Total debt is $8,048.99, and the minimum payments total to $225.32. So then if I do $950, just think about that. $950. That's a lot of money every month that I'm trying to put towards debt. And it would be so nice to be able to have that paid off and be able to reallocate that $950 towards like saving up for flooring for my house, and putting stuff into retirement and all of that, because I'm not getting any younger and I want to be able to retire and not have to work until the end of my days. So that is what's going on. I'm hoping that with the $950 that this will be below the like $7,400 by the end of the month. So that is the big goal. That is everything that's going on. I am looking forward to this month. I'm not doing a no spend, but I'm doing a limited spending. So I'm trying to be conscious about when I am going to buy something, and it's kind of like, do I really need that? So I basically am going to put it in, like if I'm on Amazon and I'm like, ooh, that looks nice. Ooh, that looks nice. Ooh, that looks nice. I will go ahead and add it to my cart, but I won't hit submit, pay, proceed to pay, any of that type of stuff until like a week later. And then I'll look and then see, okay, do I really need this? And if I say, yes, I really need it, then I will buy it. But if it's something that it's like, that could be a birthday present, or, you know, it's not anything that I need. But if I don't need it, then I will either move it to save later or move it to a wish list. So that way my family can view my wish list and see what they want, if they can buy anything for my birthday or Christmas or something like that. So that's kind of what I mean by limited spending and trying to be conscious about groceries. I did already get a Hungry Root box, and it was $160, I think, for that this time. And I have a list already to go grocery shopping to finish out the month. I have a meal plan. It's not really like set on what days, but I have meal options, and that's including breakfast and lunches and all of that type of stuff. So I know I'll have to go back a couple times, but I'm trying to limit the amount of cat food and groceries that I am buying. The cat food, I am trying to switch up the cat food before Fifi, my oldest cat, she was allergic to fish. I ate too much fish food when she was younger because that's all she wanted to eat. And it got to the point where she was actually allergic to it. So now that she has passed on, the boys, I want to go ahead. They're getting tired of their food. So I'm ready to like try to make a change, buy some different foods, some that are actually a little bit better on meat content and stuff like that. So, and trying to give them a variety and not just poultry all the time. So I know all fish diet is not good, but they do need some fish. So it's trying to add that into their diet as well, and trying to get them to move away from dry food. It's just that I have one cat that likes dry food, but I think he may have allergies or mites or something like that, because he keeps getting crusty things on his ears, and he keeps shaking his head a lot, keeps scratching, and now he's started licking a bald spot on his belly. So I don't know if it's that he's stressed out or what it is, but it's like, I don't know what's going on with this cat, and I don't want to go to the vet, but I'm probably gonna have to take him to the vet. And he is my worst cat when it goes to the vet. When I pull out the kennels, he runs and hides. Before, it was him and Fifi would run and hide, and now it's Sam that runs and hides. So I am looking forward to checking in with you guys, continuing my budget check-ins every Friday. So I look forward to those, and I will be back next time. I am going to be working on a little bit later cleaning for Sunday, resetting my house. I've already been outside this week working on outside stuff, which is my zone that I'm cleaning this week. So look forward to that video on Sunday, and on Friday we will do a check-in for the first week of April. So on Friday, the April 7th, which is Good Friday, I will be posting a Financial Friday, which is my check-in for the 1st through the 5th, and then we'll continue that every Friday, doing every week, doing that type of stuff. And the month-end budget will be in May as well. And then let's see, I'm thinking what else is going on. I am also working on Q1 empties, and I am taking a week of vacation in April. But it's not really a vacation because I'm not going anywhere. I am going to be working on my bedroom refresh and trying to get that all done like within that week of Easter, and just, you know, trying to also relax a little bit while I'm doing that. But the house is going to be a disaster, so look forward to those videos again. I don't think it's going to be a 4-part series. I think I'm going to try to mush it all into 2 because there's not much changing. The wall color will change. I'm ripping out the carpet. So, but those videos, I'm slowly making this house my home. And yeah, so that's what's going on. So I hope that you subscribe if you are not already subscribed. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And let's see, which emoji do we want to do today? If you've made it this far, please leave a cookie emoji. I think there's a chocolate chip in there. And let me know that you made it this far. And like I said, please like this video. Let YouTube know that you are enjoying my videos. So thank you, everybody, and I will be back next time. Bye, everybody.